As most of you guys probably know, Apple just released their WWDC Apple Keynote event. Of course, with everything going on in the world right now, this was done online and is available to watch within YouTube or on Apple's website. Now, even though we weren't really able to experience this in person like we were in previous years, I think Apple did an incredible job giving us an inside look of all of the newest updates and what's been going on there at Apple. And one of the most important of these updates was iOS 14. So let's go ahead and take a look. First off, we can now move around widgets on the home screen. We have seen widgets before, and Androids have actually been doing this for quite some time, but now we can manually move the widgets almost anywhere on your phone. So if you want a widget on the main page of your home screen, you can simply just drag and drop it to your desired location. Of course, some widgets are smaller than others depending on the app, but we also have something called Smart Stack, which allows you to drop multiple widgets in the same place, similar to how we were able to create folders of apps in the past. Except, unlike a folder, we can just swipe up or down to access your desired widget. And if for some reason you don't want to swipe through your widgets, then no worries, because we have something called Smart Widgets that will show up at the right time of your day. For example, it may give you the weather in the morning, your to-do list after breakfast, and then your fitness results at the end of the day. We are also getting this super beneficial app library that will allow you to get easy access to every single one of your apps. I don't know about you, but for myself, there's always that one app that I don't use very often, and then when I actually need to use it, I can never find it, and I have to scroll all the way over and go to the search bar to try to find it. But with the new app library, everything is organized in different categories, which is super nice because everything is in one place and you don't have to swipe through all of your pages. Now, speaking of pages, if there's ever a time where you don't want to see a certain amount of your pages, then you can go into something called jiggle mode, which is a pretty interesting name from Apple. And this pretty much allows you to uncheck your certain pages so that you won't see them later on. Of course, then if you want to see the pages again, then you can go back into the jiggle mode and then recheck the pages, and then they'll be right there for you. Now, they are also giving us picture and picture video support, which allows us to keep watching a video and access different apps like the Notes app and so on while we're watching the video. With this, we can make the video larger or smaller and drag it all over the screen, or even swipe it to the side of the screen if you want it to go away for a second while the video is still playing, which I guess is pretty cool. Now, Siri also got a makeover and will be much smaller. Instead of taking up your whole entire screen when you say the magic words or hold the power button, Siri will now show up as a small colored dot at the bottom of your screen. This is nice because if you need to ask Siri specific questions about an article that you're reading, then you will be able to see that article while you use Siri. As of right now, it does look like we won't be getting full functionality of the phone while Siri is activated. For example, we won't be able to swipe up or down or go to different pages while Siri is activated. But hey, at least Siri will be smaller so that we can still see the screen. Also, from what is being said, Siri is going to be smarter and will have more answers in her knowledge graph, which means that we will hopefully be able to get better and more detailed answers. Now, one interesting thing that I actually didn't expect was the app clips. These app clips are essentially part of an app that pops up on your screen at the moment you need it. For example, if you need to pay for parking, then an app clip will pop up right at the bottom of your screen right when you need it. Essentially, it's just easy access to allow you to have the app in the moment when you need it, which is going to be incredible to have. Another thing we will be getting along with iOS 14 is an improved messaging app. We will now be able to pin conversations at the top of your messages if there's something really important that you don't want to miss. And within group chats, we also have a new feature called inline replies that will only send you notifications when your name is mentioned in the chat, which is pretty awesome. Now, probably the coolest feature displayed on Apple's online event was how they showed how your iPhone could soon be your car keys. That's right, the 2021 BMW M5 series will be the first car compatible with this, and essentially will allow you to use your phone to unlock your car using NFC, and then put your phone on a wireless charging dock, and then start up your car. I am extremely excited to see this in reality, hopefully within the next month or two with the new BMW. You can also share your keys within iMessage that allows you to set options like a restricted driving profile, or full access, which is pretty sweet. I really like this whole concept because it allows us to have one less thing in our pockets. Now, Apple Maps have updated a few things as well. For example, there is now a few new countries, and there's now a cycling mode with different bike routes and a new EV routing mode, which once you tell it what type of electric car you have, it will give you the best routes possible with compatible chargers for your car. Which, in my opinion, I think all maps should have this, especially since electric cars are getting more and more popular every single year. Along with updated maps, CarPlay is also getting a nice little update with different wallpapers to spice things up a bit. Now, one last thing that I thought was super cool from iOS 14 is that whenever somebody tries to call you or FaceTime you, it will no longer take up the whole screen and will pop up just kind of like a notification. Once it pops up at the top of your screen, you can simply keep doing what you're doing and let it ring, or you can accept or decline the call right away. Now, along with all of the changes within iOS 14, Apple also talked about the new iPadOS 14, which included a lot of the same improvements with some small changes with the Apple Pencil, and some features within watchOS 7 and macOS 11, which is mostly a change in design. Definitely let me know down in the comments below if you guys want to hear about all of the new features within the Apple Watch and the Macs. But for today's video, I wanted to keep it short and simple with just the iOS 14 and the iPhone. Overall, so far, I am a huge fan of what Apple has been doing with iOS 14, and I am really excited to get my hands on it in the future. With all of that being said, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.